Oh my god, this smartphone is so thin. And even though it's super thin, they've somehow fit a curved screen display on here. How is this smartphone so cheap for something that looks this beautiful and it gives you such a nice screen? This is really something else. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the Infinix NOTE Edge. Now this smartphone is 999 ringgit here in Malaysia. That makes it somewhere between 200 to 250 US dollars anywhere else around the world. So is this a cheap smartphone? Not really. It's probably somewhere in between budget smartphones and mid-range smartphones. But the value of this smartphone comes where Infinix says it has one of the best displays in any smartphone at this price point. Now Infinix can say whatever they want, but we are not going to believe it until we test it for ourselves. Now first things first, as with any other videos on this channel, we will be unboxing the Infinix NOTE Edge, and over here the first thing you will find inside the box is an envelope. And now I'm guessing just like every other Infinix smartphone, you'll get your SIM ejector tool over here, but you'll also be getting your casing. Now what's special about this is that they are giving you not just a transparent casing, but Infinix has opted to give you a color matching silicone casing that's really premium feeling, if you ask me, to match with whatever color smartphone you go for. Now I got the green version, so I have a silicone green casing, but if you probably choose a different color, you might get a color matching case to match with your smartphone color. The other amazing thing with what Infinix has done here is they have given us a screen protector. Now this is a tempered glass screen protector for your curved screen display. It's going to be really hard to find this outside, so I'm really happy Infinix has given this to us inside the box, so you don't have the headache of going out there looking for a screen protector specifically for this smartphone, which I can bet you it's not going to be easy to find at all. So that aside, the next thing we will have inside the box is your smartphone itself. Now let's just remove it from its protective plastic layer. And that is one hell of a beautiful looking smartphone. Anyway guys, this is the Infinix NOTE Edge, so let's keep this aside. Now I'm going to leave it here so you guys can just admire the beauty of it while we check out what else is inside the box. So we'll also be getting a 45 watt fast charging adapter brick. Now yeah, I know 45 watt in 2026 is not a big deal, but for a price of a smartphone this cheap, I think it's not bad. At least we're getting fast charging. And the last thing that we will have here inside the box is your Type-C cable. Now another thing I found interesting is I have the global version, so if you buy this in many places around the world, you will be getting your earphone. Now this is a Type-C earphones, so this only comes for those of you who are buying it in certain countries. For example, if you're from Malaysia, like where I'm from, you won't be getting the earphones. Do take that in note. This is only for the global version. Now the first thing that we're going to take a look with this smartphone is obviously the design. Now in terms of color, this thing looks absolutely beautiful. I got the limited edition silk green color, so it also comes with this beautiful silk kind of texture on the back, which is really nice to hold, don't get me wrong on that. But how long is it going to last? I'm not too sure, because with fabric and things like this, you can never tell just how long it's going to last. Now the next thing that we're going to take a look at is the screen of this smartphone, and Infinix says this is one of the nicest looking screens in a smartphone at this price. Now do I agree? Probably yes, because this is a 1.5K resolution panel. It also has 120Hz refresh rate, not to mention the brightness of the screen goes up to 4500 nits, which means no matter how bright it is outside, you're going to be able to see the screen really clearly. Now the smartphone also has a dual stereo speaker system tuned by JBL. What that means is for those of you who are going to use this smartphone to watch your movies, videos and things like that, you're going to have an absolutely great time. You know what, let me just give you an example of what you can expect over here.
Stoic. You know me? I do. You're not the only one cursed with knowledge. My only curse is you.
Now the next thing that we're going to talk about is the 50 megapixel camera on this guy, and here are some sample photos that I've taken using this smartphone, and you can tell for yourself, it's not a bad camera at all. The quality of images that you can take with this smartphone is actually really satisfying. Now unfortunately, when it comes to video recording, you don't get any sort of 4K video recording, but here is a sample of the 2K 30 frames per second that you can shoot on using this smartphone, and this is good enough to most people. But for those of you who are trying to do content that you want to put in social media, especially in 4K, I don't really think this smartphone is is the one for you. When it comes to the performance on the Infinix NOTE Edge, this thing is running the latest operating system, the XOS 16. You're also getting 16 gigs of RAM, which is more than enough. As for your storage, you'll be getting 256 gigs inside here. And for your processor, this is the first smartphone in the world to come with the Mediatek Dimensity 7100 5G. So sure, in terms of using it on a daily basis, it's gonna work really well. But not just that, even when you're trying to play games, which I'm gonna demo for you right now, you're gonna find out just how good it is. Now over here, I am testing a game like Mobile Legends just to show you how well this thing can run, and it can run up to 60 frames per second, which is really good for a smartphone at this price point. But do take in note, as well as the game is running, as you can see here, which is really smooth by the way, you are not getting 120 frames per second gaming on any games using this smartphone. So just take that into account. But if you ask me, for the price, being able to run games in 120 frames per second for most of your games, that's really more than enough. Man, every time I turn this smartphone around and look at it, it looks so beautiful that I just want to grab it and never let go. Next, in terms of battery, you're getting a 6500 mAh battery in here, which in my testing has lasted me more than a day very easily. Now obviously, the smartphone is not going to give you 2 full days of usage. It's probably going to be 1 day plus, which I wouldn't complain, because that's a really good battery life for a smartphone that is this ultra slim. And if you ever run out of battery, you have a 45 watts fast charging here, so that's gonna fill up your battery from 0 to 100 in less than an hour. Now other things to admire about this smartphone is the one-tap Infinix AI button over here. Now my button is set to open the camera, so if I long press this, it's gonna pull up the camera over here and I can just snap a photo immediately, or even use this button here to snap the photo. Now not many smartphones out there would give you the extra button over here. It's usually just the power button and the volume rockers, but those smartphones that gives you this button, I found myself, especially with the iPhone and even this Infinix over here, snapping photos feels so much more satisfying using this button. Now for those of you who are into AI features as well, this smartphone comes with Infinix AI, and there are plenty of Infinix AI features in here. And if you're just like me, you probably would just use Google Gemini, which is also present on this smartphone, as you can tell over here. Before I end this video, I want to show you once again just how beautiful this smartphone is with the silk back here as well when you get the green color. This is definitely one of the best looking smartphones in 2026. So that is the Infinix NOTE Edge, and I believe it's a really good smartphone for the price. You're getting a really beautiful curved screen display that you can use to watch your movies and videos. Now the camera is really beautiful for those of you who love taking photos. I wouldn't really recommend it for those of you who are into videos, but photos 100%, this is a great smartphone to have. And in terms of performance as well, the processor in here, the Mediatek 7100, is actually a really good processor for most things. The only downside of it is probably not being able to game in 120 frames per second, but it's to be expected. This is not a flagship device. So do I agree with the price of this smartphone with what you're getting? Definitely yes, especially if you want a refreshing experience with a curved screen display. This is probably one of the best smartphones to get. Also, if you want to check out the Infinix NOTE Edge, I will leave a QR code over here which you can scan and check it out, or click the link down below. Please also help me subscribe to the channel, as that will allow me to get my hands on more products to review on this channel. Thank you guys for supporting and watching till the end of this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!